And let me follow up. A concern when you talk about green technologies is EV. It sounds so nice. And I am all for cleaner is better, et cetera. But I'm concerned about the supply chain. Because in order to power EV, it takes batteries. And just a cursory look at the supply chain, when you look at what is required for a battery, well, lithium, cobalt. So who controls the mining of lithium, cobalt, and those other materials? And then the chips, who's making the chips that runs it, and the production, and it goes on, and then of course the other side of it is what do you do when the battery is ended its life cycle? You know, in the US, 90% of the solar cells that are no longer useful because of the technology and different reasons are just thrown into a landfill someplace across the country. We have no plan on what the disposal of the toxic batteries and liability. So I'm concerned on the EV world on that because it seems like we're pushing an agenda without looking at the engine behind it, and the engine seems to be Chinese. Do you share that same concern?
Yes, I share that concern. I think there's two ways in which Canada can be a stronger partner to the United States in that regard. I think first off, we are a vast country with immense natural resources. We have critical minerals of our own that can be part of the North American automobile supply chain, and I think that's an area in which we can work more closely with the United States. I think the second area, though, is equally important. We're the 5th largest natural gas producer in the world, and we currently don't have an LNG export facility to get our natural gas to global markets. And if we can get those terminals built, if we can export natural gas to international markets and more natural gas to the United States, we can accomplish two goals. First, we can help reduce global emissions because 1/5 of global emissions come from coal-fired electricity plants in places like the People's Republic of China. We can cut those emissions in half overnight by transitioning those plants to natural gas. And secondly, we can help displace authoritarian oil and gas from authoritarian states and replace it with oil and gas produced here from democracies. And I think particularly when it comes to Germany and Japan, which are currently buying vast amounts of gas from authoritarian states, that they should be buying their gas from Canada instead and from the United States. And so those are two ways in which I think we can help the United States. We've got critical minerals of our own, and we've got vast amounts of natural gas that we need to get to international markets.
It seems